Let's see this. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
So we want to start another class today. This class will be for like 1.5 hours, maximum of 2 hours or 2 hours, because we're interacting towards the end of the class. Alaja, help me check the car. So we want to start a new class today. I will be discussing solar and inverter theory. And I pray to God that before we finish the class, we'll have multiple sites to go. To be like sometimes ago that in a month we are doing like 4, 5, 6 solar installation, in a week 2, 3 installations. So that we will not only have the theoretical knowledge, we also have the practical know-how. Although, let me put it this way, solar is not difficult to install. It's not that challenging, except you are afraid of height and afraid of high voltage and current. The most challenging part of solar is the calculation, because the moment you miss out in the right calculation and you underestimate it, you might end up or how would I put it, you might end up making provision you might end up providing a solution that is lesser than you might end up having a solution that is lesser than you might end up having a solution that is providing a lesser than average, and you and your client, it might be police officers that will resolve the whole issue. Am I right or wrong? When your client give you maybe 4 million and the whole system is not working as you promised, you might end up refunding the money. So that's why I normally advise my trainees that when it comes to solar and inverter, there are so many, let me call them amateurs installer in the system, that they will just go and do. But the best is give them a good, at a relative good price. Why? So that that job will bring a better job for you. And one of the best way of marketing is when you have your job marketing itself. Do you guys get what I'm saying? That who did this job for you? Who did this job for you? There is some job, like the job that I only did one job in Ikoyi, close to Ibadan, in an hospital. From that job, so many of the patients, they will come and say, you have lights here. Is it generator? No, it's solar. Who did it for you? I've done for microfinance bank. I've done for individuals, and so many jobs, other jobs have come as a result of that singular job, that singular project. But assuming what we did is not working as promised, you might end up having issues. Are you guys get what I'm saying? Yes. So as good as it's very good to go to site, it's better that you know the calculation, that what's the load, what's all this. And I will be running this class like someone that doesn't have the basic knowledge of electricity. Now when I say load, you don't even know what they call electrical load. Like when I say voltage, don't know. I might need to explain it a little deeper. Wattage and the rest. Reactive load, inductive load, capacitive load, and all the rest. So let me start by saying this. In solar and inverter, your solar generates energy. You can put it that way. While your inverter is meant to convert energy, and the battery is meant to store energy. So let's first familiarize ourselves. I've already told you guys the tools that you need as an installer and all those ones. Let's familiarize ourselves with what are the components that makes up an inverter system, solar and inverter system. So I will list all those components that makes up a solar and inverter system. Later, we'll still come back to them. Battery stores energy. It makes it available for use and reuse. So let me start by listing all the component that makes up an inverter system. Even if I'm talking of, let me say, solar rack now, I will I will list everything one after the other. Or should I just mention the basic one? Talking now. Or I should list everything. Okay. So should I start from up to bottom or bottom to up? Should I start from panel to battery rack or from battery rack to panel? Okay. How many people support from panel? Raise up your hand. One, two, three, 4, 5. They don't win you guys 6. Why you dey tell her you still want to even corrupt the mini election we are doing here? You want to influence the vote. So I'll start from the solar panel down to battery. So I'll just mention, since today is an introductory class, I'll be mentioning those things. Later we'll now go deep into them. So we have number 1, we have our solar panel, and the solar panel is, we normally call it a photovoltaic solar panel. Yes, solar panel. Meaning that when sun hits that panel, it generates voltage and current, which will flow to another place. So your solar panel generates, the most important thing you need to note is that your solar panel generates energy. And as I told you, there is a note that I have written by one of my ex-students, and we have already upgraded on the notes if you want to have it. And I normally advise that if you want, don't do photocopy. Use your hand to write it out. By the time you write all the notes, I promise you, you have a very, very well deep understanding when it comes to ELV system, solar, electric trends. You have written your own now. Have you returned it? You have not finished. Oh, Donald already have the notes now. Oh, okay. Maybe when she finish, maybe that one will wasting her. When she finish, anybody that is interested. But I have a rule. That book was not here. But I remember there was some generation of some core members that trained under me during the time of Gabriel and Barnabas. Sorry, I'm online. I'm mentioning their name. Don't let me mention the name of the person that teared the book. And he was forced to write his own copy and write another complete copy. Although he partially contracts it out. I say, I don't mind. But my own is that that note as it was, it should be back to its original state. So back to what I'm saying. Number 1, we have our solar panel. Number 2, we have our solar rack. On your solar rack is meant to hold your panels, maybe to your roof, to your carport, or any place where you're installing. Under solar rack, we have bind wires, we have both nuts and washer. Both nuts and washer. Alaja bá gbé both nut and washer. Bá mú aluminium rings kan náà. We have both nuts and washer. We have what we call imported rack. In the imported rack, we normally work with Allen key. Yes. And for imported rack, you need to know the size and your number of panels. But for so that one you work with Allen key, it has a suspender, it has a base, and you have your nails. But for this particular type, this is the normal local. Can I call it local? This is the type that we use in this environment, and it also works fine. I can't call it improvised, but it also works very fine. There are 2 types of aluminium that we use. I'm still explaining deeper on solar rack now. There are 2 types of aluminium design that we use. We either use this type that is called interlock. The way this design is interlock. Àwọn ọ̀gá àwọn aluminium lọ́sùn. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn tó wà online rí wọn. That's the former chairman for Olorunda local government. Those that's fabricating aluminiums in Osun State. The friend. The other type is called divider. Me, I don't like that divider. You have worked with that divider before. In divider, it will be like H like this. Interlock. This one I'm holding is interlock. Some people, divider is cheaper than interlock, but that divider has an disadvantage. The advantage is it's cheaper because it's H like this. I don't have it here because I don't use this. If there is too much breeze sometimes, your panel can pull out. There is no way you will use divider without using binding wires. You can still use this one if the plane is not that slow without binding wire. There is no way you use a divider. But the type that I use is this type that is called interlock. You can nail it in the middle, you can nail it by the side here. And the lower part for those that are online, can you see? So there's one thing we normally do when we are nailing, when you reach the middle here, where's our hammer? Our hammer is still with you.
I don't understand.
And one nail, bring an hammer and one nail. Why you still bringing the hammer and one nail? Why do we use both and washer? Well, I'm using this type. You can use other types of washer. We have some other types. Sometimes we advise that you have lower and upper washer, except you are using something like this. Because I can put it in like this. Hey, sorry, maybe you shift backward a little. I can put it in like this. So my panel will be in between here. But if you are using a or a bolt and not like this, and the most common type we normally use is either 12, 13. That's the most common one. We also use 16, 17 bolt and not. Then in some cases we use 10 bolt and not. But if you are using this type, this type that bend like this, if I put it here, if the pressure is much, can you see that it pull out? Let me put it again. Can you see that it pull out? You know, the people do online where they hear you. But this type, all you just need to do is bring your water. You don't wash empty because of the video. You make it enter for me. There is no way that hand will put this in house like this. Can you see that it is very, very firm? The ply that will pull it out will have even spoiled this. So you can also use it like this. If you want to learn better on this, I have a video on YouTube that I did on how to install rack low. This is another washer. This washer at the top is meant to hold your panel very firm, not just nuts. Because I've seen incidences where some people will say, I'm using a bigger size of nuts like this. Can you still see washer there? So that the washer will hold the panel firm to the rack. So now at the edges, this is the washer as well.
Okay. No, I was thinking that
It will remove because it's too small. The nut is too small. So the washer will hold it firm like this. At ends now, at the terminal point of your panels, I'm still talking on solar rack. We have something we call stopper. You can buy ready-made stopper. A ready-made stopper normally looks like L. It's normally like L. Can I call it L? Yeah, some are L, inverted L. Some are like Z, like a gamma sign like this. So that the one here we clamp your panel to your rack, and the other side we hold it firm to the panel. One will hold it to the panel, the other one will hold it to the rack. But if you don't have it, another thing we normally do is that you measure the height of your panel. The height of the panel. You will make sure that the height and this are the same thing. You will now cut a small radius like this and put it beside so that it can balance it at each side. What will I get to and say now? So let me say I cut it like this. So that by the time I put a panel here and this one is here and I tile it up, it becomes very, very well balanced. àbó rí kíní ṣé bó ní nà alájà wo bá mi wá lẹ́yìn kíní ẹ̀. So you use your saw blade to cut. You will make sure that it's exactly the same height. But if it's too tall, if this thing is too high, the panel will be dangling under it. And if it's too short, this one will remove. Hope you guys get what I'm saying now. Panel kan wà lẹ́yìn mọ́tò mi bá mi wá. One small panel, so I can use it for illustration. But if you buy the L, we call it L lock. If you buy the L lock, if you buy the L lock will just tile it down so that your panels will be firm at the edges. And you can as well use this. I don't want that you use. It works fine. There is one of my ex-core member now, Copper Bat. When we go to site, he hates cutting it. And because I know that he hates cutting the stoppers, I normally allocate him to be the one to cut the stopper. So, as I said earlier, your bolt, and another very important thing is that your bolt and nuts must be taller than your panels. Don't go and buy bolt and nuts that will be short. You will now be on the roof. You will now discover that they are shorter than the panel. As long as it's at least like 1 inch taller than your panel, you are good to go. It's not necessarily is that it's as tall as this. All we just need is that it's higher than the panel. Can I move on? So then your nails. Let me use this panel as an illustration. By the time I put this panel like this, I put this panel like this. I will need to throw this under. When I assume that I'm putting this panel. The locker, the terminal locker that we will now use here must be the height of this panel as small as this like this. I will cut it and I'll put it at the stopper. We are assuming because this is a smaller panel to hold it very firm. So how do you now nail this thing to the wall, to the roof? If it's a roof, there is something we call flash band. Give me one small flash band. Bring one small flash band. Who is with the flash band? Amaka, give us the flash band. The function of a flash band is this. The moment you nail a roof, the moment you nail a roof, you know you have already made hole on the roof, on the roofing sheet. And from that hole, water can enter the building. So we have this device that we call flash band. What this flash band does is that it seals up the nails. And note, you know we have what we call eaves and gutters. Your roof, it has the upper part and lower part. You don't nail the gutters so. Because it's through the gutters that the water flows in. This is only on solar rack that I'm talking about today. At least I believe that we are good to go with that. Because that's one of the major challenges solar normally have. After finishing the installation, let's now assume that is a POP and the rain is now entering the POP. The whole POP will get destroyed. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. And this flash band, this sticky part of the flash band will be down on your roof, while this other one will be up. You guys get what I'm saying now. So what this thing does is that over time, when the roof started eating up, that place where the hole is will be what? Airtight, sealed, so that no water can enter again. That's why we use flash band. And before you put your nail, you cut small portion, put it on that surface and nail, so that the small hole around your nails the flash band will what? Seal it up. Because the moment this thing is getting it up, you'll be sealing up that hole. How do we now nail this? Let me assume that I put my nail here. The moment I nail it to a certain height, you know that this hammer will not be able to enter it. You can't use this hammer to drive it again. The moment I nail it to a certain, what we normally now do is that we now take one of this. Preferably, we normally advise that one that is screwed.
Bóyá lọ ra ọtí wá fún mi bọ̀ bá ní ra ọtí fún mi ò ní já ojú òkú. Mo sì lówó lọ ra ọtí wá. Báwo bá mú nǹkan àlè ríṣẹ́ ṣe o?
So you will now use this to drive it in. There is something electricians normally use that they call stud. You can use the stud to drive it in. If you put hammer here, you will spoil the whole interlock hole. Because you know that sometimes you need this to be able to move to the point where you want it. And you have used hammer to spoil the interlock. It means that side might be waste. You might end up cutting it. Now let me now move to the next page. Let's assume that we know how to do it. Márùn. Transfer máa ṣe fún yín o. Ẹ lè gbé wá later, kì í ṣe dandan sí. There are two ways that we use this. In some setup, you will get a complete straight railings like this. That will be as long as the length of all your installations. The advantage of complete straight railings is that you will not use much nails. So that it's not be like you are perforating all the roofs. Okay, I get what I'm saying now. A single rail is around, is it not 6 feet? The length, a single length of this. So by the time I put two there, I can put 4 panels and I will not use much nails. So I don't perforate the roof multiple times. We normally use those type eventually where they did the trusses of the building. How would I explain? The log like this. Where the trusses, this thing that they put, these trusses, that they put the roofing sheet on, where it's very wide. You can put long grave to hold it. What do I get what I'm saying now? The other way we do is that you can cut it into short. Like let me say 30 centimeter, 30 centimeter. And nail it per where you are putting your panels. That one has an advantage. It reduces the cost of the interlock railing that you use. But it will increase the amount of nails that you use. And you need to perforate a lot of the roof. Perforating the roof is not the problem as long as you have used flash band to seal up the point of perforation. And there is one thing about perforating roof. You don't nail until the roof bends. As long as you have reached what we call the eaves of the roof, the top part like this part reach the top, is okay. The curvature of your roof will hold this span. If you nail too much and the roof bend there, water will start logging from that place and will start entering the building. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. There is another type of roof that we normally call Gerard in this environment. Or they are stone-coated roof. The way we nail stone-coated roof is a little bit different. You know, they arrange stone-coated roof in place. Sometimes you can nail it from the side. But if you are nailing from the top, what I normally advise is that you put, after putting flash band on the top, after nailing the roof, because stone-coated roofs are very prone to leakage, you will need to enter the roof again with your torchlight and start checking those places where nail enters stone-coated roof and use another flash band from under. So as you have blocked it from up, you block it from the lower part. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. That's what we did at that old guy job. We block it up and down, or else water will enter the house. That's if you are using a wooden roof. Now let's move to, let me say it's a carport. You know, in a carport design, we have what we call a seal solar panel. and we have what we call spatial solar panels, seal panels, and spacious panels. In seal panel, by the time they do all the arrangement of the panels, water must not enter the car park. Oh, yeah, get what I'm saying now. When we say seal, all the panels are connected, they must touch each other. How do we now do those installations? You need a drilling machine. You drill even hole along the panel. We first tighten the panels together. We now use a sealer to seal the top. From that hole now, you now put your bolt and nut to hold it firm to the ground. Hope you guys get what I'm saying now. You can't be putting this in the middle. Because if you are putting it in the middle, you have already created an opening. So all the panels are joined together. So in such setup, you will drill the lower part of the panel as well. And some panels already have holes. So the bolt and nut that we use in seal panels is normally 10 bolt and nuts. So you use it to tie it up. So the car ports, no matter the volume of rain, water will not fall on the cars. And you need to be very, very patient. Because the moment there is a opening like this, you need to reseal everything. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. Can I move on? In the other type of normal, you do it as see you are nailing it on the roof. You put the normal bolt and nut there. But in such like we don't use nail. We have what we call L-type nuts, bolt and nuts. Let me assume that this is the trusses. You know, in some car ports, they use steel for their trusses. The L or the J type will hold the trusses like this. Is the bolt and the nut that will now come out from under here and you now tie it up here. Hope you guys get what I'm saying now. Instead of, let's say this is it now. Instead of it like it will be like J of L. So the under part where the J is like it will be the one holding the trusses frame of the roof. You will now tile it up from up.
You use washer now.
I use washer. Let me now explain how we do that one. The major challenge you normally have is if you are using that type, to tile up when it gets to the middle here is always very challenging. We normally use two bolt and nuts together. One will reach this surface, the other one will provide air to hold it. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. I'm talking now from personal, practical, and site experience. If you don't make the bolt and nuts that will be holding. Sorry for the disruption. It's madam that disrupted the class. So what am I trying to say? When you make the knot too, it hold your railings very firm. When you make the knot too, it hold your railings very firm. So that's how to fix this. But we now have the imported type. There was a job that I did. The video is also on YouTube. In imported railings, it has the base. It's the base that you nail to the roof. After the base, it has what we call the railings itself like this. They are tied to the base. You now tie the panel to the railings. It now has what we call side flaps. But if you are using imported railings, we don't use bolt and nuts. We use Allen key to tighten up everything. In imported railings, we use Allen key. In normal railings like this, we use what? Spanners and hammer. Do you guys have questions on railing? And the more the panels that you want to install, the longer and the more the length of the railings that you will need. So your questions are welcome because I really go deep. I don't know what you guys have climbed roof and see how we nail it. You don't climb roof. You don't climb Ogawata for climbing. Climb roof. Amaka, you don't climb roof now. Okay, you are just looking at them from there. Now, should I talk about safety on the roof? Let me talk about safety on the roof. We have something you call Alhaji Abamemu safety belt ẹ̀rẹ́jì. Ọ̀pẹ kan wà tó tóbi, ìkan wà kékeré tó wà lábẹ́